What's up? Welcome back for another Korean indie video. And considering the subject of this video, which of course is former winner member Taehyun, who left the group and YG, I believe it was due to, or at least it was reported and said and all that stuff, due to mental health reasons and stuff, maybe potentially something like that. He was having some personal problems. So he's left the group. It was very, very sad for lots of people. And so considering all of that and his prior status as a K-pop idol, it's a little weird that he's going to be in the Korean indie series, but like, trust me, it actually fits because like the music is very, very much what you would find in, you know, the Korean indie scene. So before we get into it, I just want to say, of course, that we're going to try to cover Korean indie music more frequently with increasing frequency on this channel. So if you want to discover some Korean indie music that you have never heard of before, just in general, expand your knowledge of music beyond K-pop alone, then stick around on this channel, click the subscribe button down below, because I will be, exposing you and sharing the Korean indie groups that I think are awesome and that I want to share with you. So if that's interesting, like I said, subscribe down below. So with that being said, the shameless self-promotion done, let's get into this and talk about this song from Taehyun called Hug Me. And like it's so first off, before actually, I guess getting into the song, let's talk about really why he is in this Korean indie video and why I'm not really making a music video reaction for it, like I would for a K-pop group. And of course, the reason for that is, like I said, he's not really a K-pop idol anymore. I know he once was, and everyone has that. He has that name recognition and all that, like a K-pop idol. But it's one of the rare instances that you will ever see in K-pop, I think, if you're ever going to see it again, or if it's ever even happened previously, where an idol will leave the, that whole idol lifestyle, being a part of a K-pop group and, being a part of the K-pop company, or I should say companies that release music into the mainstream Korean music scene, industry, whatever. And then they do something that's not really, and then where they go afterwards with their career, a lot of times normally, right, it's into like a different K-pop company, or they continue doing what they were doing but like solo or something like that. You don't normally see them where they just go indie, and then of course they like actually stick around to the point where like you actually can follow them relatively easily. So he's gone a little bit differently, where of course he's dropped out of YG, he's left the group, and he's formed his own band, right, which is awesome, really, really cool. And of course he hasn't dropped off the face of the planet like you would probably expect to happen with, an idol that goes, indie or something like that. So that doesn't mean obviously truly independent, but he's releasing music that's outside of the mainstream in Korea, so that makes it this song indie. And so going into the song, considering from my understanding and what my recollection of what happened around the whole time that he left the group and it was announced and stuff like that, is I do believe, like I said earlier, that as far as a statement from YG Entertainment, they had said like, he's having, whatever, he's got a lot of mental health, problems and stuff like that, so he needs to go, take care of himself away from the group. He can't be, in that, having that idol lifestyle or as a part of Winner or YG. It's just, he needs to get himself sorted out. And judging by the tone and the topic of this song, and this is a translation that I got, which apparently came out in like November of 2016. So maybe this song has been known for a little while longer than that. But I mean, music video is obviously the best way to promote this stuff. So it definitely kind of, gives me the indication that like, yeah, he was probably having some issues like that, or he still is potentially, having some issues, some personal, struggle that he's trying to, overcome and stuff like that, whether it's something that's blocking him in his head, like something related to depression or anything like that. I get that vibe from this song. That is, of course, assuming that this song is, the lyrics for the song are written by him and they're coming from his heart, and he actually feels this kind of stuff. Like, I definitely do feel that, and then on the flip side of that, it definitely does the content of the lyrics, again, from what I read, are kind of an indication or telling a story of, like, he kind of being regretful or sad or something like that about leaving somebody or being separated like that, and like you just can't ever go back. And that kind of, I would assume, kind of hints to, like, a little bit of regret and sadness and feelings and emotion, tied to, of course, leaving Winner and YG Entertainment. So it's all very, very interesting. And then, of course, going beyond the emotional aspect and how it ties into what was said previously as to why he left the group and the company, the song's just good too. So there's also that. It's a really, really good, indie rock, I guess, sort of song. I don't know. The genres aren't really my thing, and when you start getting into, like, the indie stuff where they can just chuck out whatever sound they want, it gets a little murky and complicated at times. Probably for even the person who isn't expert in music genres. But it's a really great song. I really, really, really like it. And I'm definitely, keeping an eye out on more of his music. It's going to be really interesting. I'm kind of hoping that, of course, at some point, just because of my personal, interest in what I think is really, really awesome, I would love for him to go for something that's like super upbeat and crazy, something like a good rock song, something that's got some positive vibes behind it, as opposed to something that's a little bit, of a downer, of a, music that's got a negative tone and feel to it, like this song did. But I mean, it's a really, really good song. It is a very, very good song, in my opinion. Just every aspect of it is very, very good. Even if I didn't really read the emotion or read the lyrics, I still would have gotten what the, just the general tone and the feeling of the song is, because obviously it's a little sadness, whether or not, whatever the source of the sadness is, of course, you can find that in the lyrics, but, sadness is the theme from start to finish in this song. It's very, very clear to me that that's what it is. And it's just really, really good. So that's really all that I've got to say about this, about Hug Me from Nam Taehyun, his solo, well, not solo, because I guess he's part of a band, but his non K-pop music video debut. Very, very awesome. Very, very weird that I would be putting this as a Korean indie video, but like I said, it does fit for considering what the sound and the style of this music is. So that's all I got. I want to know what you guys thought about this song and music video. I'm anticipating that this is going to draw, maybe one or two people to watch this video because of, the name and the title. So I want to know what you guys thought, what your thoughts are on this whole thing. Drop that stuff in the comments down below. We can talk about this, share some Korean indie groups that we are enjoying, so that maybe I discover something new, maybe you'll discover something new, we'll all discover some more Korean music. So, that's what we're all about, and have some discussion, some friendly and respectful discussion is what this community is all about. So if that is something that you're interested in becoming a part of, and of course, like I said, learning about more Korean indie music, then please do consider clicking on the subscribe button down below. So that is going to be it for this video. As always, I want to thank you for watching, and I will see you all next time.